Hey guys, here we are at first part of the story. Weakened to their breaking point, the allied shinobi forces have little chance of survival. The Jubi had fired a colossal Baijudama in their direction. The former Hokage are too busy trying to save them to focus on Kurama and the rest of the Biju's final plan of action. We will see as Naruto and Sakura go back in time to prevent disaster. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button. Now, let's jump right in. The allied shinobi forces were fighting against the Jubi. The former Hokage were helping as much as they could, but with the presence of an immortal Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito, they had their work cut out for them. Madara had kept Hashirama busy while Kakashi was fighting against Obito along with Minato. Hiruzen and Tobirama were helping the allied forces handle the mini-clones of the Jubi. The rest of Team 7 that consisted of Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura had summoned their respective summon bosses. The new Toad boss Gamikaze, Auda, the Snake boss, Katsuyu, the Slug boss. The three summons were working in tandem with their summoners to restrain the main body of the Jubi and take out as many clones as they could. Naruto was clad in the Kyuubi chakra mode, his father giving him the other half of the Fox's chakra, as he used the new abilities granted to him by the other Biju. Lava-filled Rasengan's with cursed markings like Shukaku, the Ichibis and Rasen Shurikens with lava cores were being thrown about, liberally taking out large swaths of clones with every strike. Violet marking covered Sakura as the diamond marking on her forehead glowed violet. Healing in an instant from every injury she suffered. With every punch and every kick, she caused the mini-clones to explode from the inside. Sasuke on the other hand was ripping through his targets with a combination of Kenjutsu and Ninjutsu. Bursts of black flames, waves of powerful lightning and a blade coated in lightning were ripping through the clones. Sasuke easily dodged his opponent's strikes with the help of his Sharingan. As the three ripped through their enemies, the rest of the alliance cheered them on. Following their example, they also increased their efforts in bringing down the clones. Among them, Hiruzen and Tobirama watched on with pride as the three lead the charge. Those three are something else. Especially the blonde-haired one. You have raised some good shinobi, though the Uchiha still gives me an uneasy feeling, Tobirama said as before he released a pressurized jet of water and cut through some of the clones. Believe it or not, but those three couldn't work together at first. The girl was the Uchiha's fangirl while the blonde-haired boy had a crush on the girl and hated the Uchiha with a passion. It all changed after their first C rank. It became an A rank. That really opened their eyes. It is nice to see they are this powerful and coordinated, Hiruzen said as he crushed another clone with his bow staff. That's good and all. I just hope they are up to the task. If they fail, the world is doomed, Tobirama exclaimed before jumping into a cluster of clones and started ripping through them using the Raijin no Ken. Hiruzen followed his sensei's example and jumped into another cluster, all the while swinging his bow staff with force and precision. The battle continued as the allied shinobi forces worked together to destroy every single mini-clone of the Jubi, but they were interrupted when the restrained Jubi suddenly broke out of its restraints and started gathering chakra to form a Baijudama. The massive Baijudama caused everyone to shiver in fright. The resurrected Hokage started forming a collaboration barrier that should stop the devastating attack, only for Madara and Obito to interrupt. Naruto and Shinobi went into Biju mode, created their own Baijudama, and launched them towards the approaching one. With a massive effort, they were able to deflect the Jubi's attack only to see another one approaching. The whole of the allied shinobi forces watched with morbid curiosity and fear as the ball of death closed in upon them. As they watched on, Naruto and Shinobi were called into the joint mindscape to talk with Biju. "What do you guys need?" Naruto asked with annoyance as he paced about. Shinobi just watched Naruto along with the Biju. After a few moments, Kurama finally had enough. "We may have a way to save everyone, Naruto," Kurama said, getting Naruto's attention. "What do you mean, Kurama? Do you have a way to stop or deflect the Baijudama?" "Not exactly. There is a jutsu father created that will allow the user to send back himself along with one other person to the past. Then you will be able to change events in the past. That is the only way to do this. Either you will have to prevent the Akatsuki from getting their hands on us, or you will have to defeat Obito before he resurrects the Jubi. With me being sealed within you, I will return with you. With the other having entrusted a bit of their chakra to you, when we meet up with them, we can give them their memories of this timeline." "That's great. What are we waiting for?" Naruto asked with annoyance. "There is a catch, Naruto. This is a one-time deal. You will not be able to use the jutsu again. So you will have only one try to fix everything. We want you to take back your pink-haired teammate with you. Kirabai and Gyuki will keep the Jubis by Judama at bay while you use the jutsu. Do you understand? Sure thing Kurama, but I will go alone. I do not want to put such a heavy burden on anyone but myself. I will do whatever it takes to prevent this from happening again, Naruto exclaimed with determination. I will support you as well, Naruto. Make sure to teach Madara and Obito the consequences of disturbing the peace, Kirabai said with a grin, not even rapping once. Naruto nodded as he fist bumped with Kirabai before they vanished from the mindscape. Sasuke had summoned his Susanoo and was firing arrows of black flame as he tried to shift the trajectory of the approaching Baijudama. Beside him, Kirabai was in Bijou mode firing a barrage of Baijudama as well, trying to slow down the approach of the massive ball of condensed chakra. Everyone looked on hopelessly as the ball kept approaching, barely slowing down. At the front, right behind the two behemoths, Naruto was kneeling on the ground. He was in Kyuubi chakra mode going through hand seals. Just as he was about to finish the seals, he felt someone's eyes upon him. Looking up, he saw Sakura watching him with curiosity. Don't worry, Sakura-chan. I will make sure that I stop this even if it is the last thing I do, Naruto said, causing Sakura's eyes to widen in shock. He can't be thinking about sacrificing himself, can he? The pink-haired medic thought to herself as a sad smile formed on her blonde-haired teammate's face before it became completely stoic. Something she once considered impossible. She watched as a cloak of violet chakra covered Naruto as he continued with the hand seals. Even though she was not a sensor, she could sense the massive amount of chakra Naruto was producing. She knew that he would not survive if he used the jutsu. Without thinking, she launched towards Naruto and clasped her hands around his neck, her body pressing into Naruto's back. Don't, Naruto. I don't know what I will do if I lost you, Sakura said just as Naruto finished the jutsu. Ninpo, Kako no Yurei, Naruto said, causing Sakura to start in surprise before both of their visions black out as a massive wave of chakra erupted from their position just before the Baijudama struck the allied shinobi forces and wiped them out of existence. A pair of jade green eyes opened to see a wooden ceiling. The owner sat up and looked around in shock. She realized she was in her old bedroom, one that was destroyed along with the rest of Konoha when Pain attacked. Looking at the mirror on her dresser, she came face to face with a younger version of herself. Thinking that she was in a genjutsu, she gathered her chakra and released it in a burst in hopes of releasing the genjutsu. To her shock, the world did not even waver. What? This cannot be right. Am I dreaming? No, that cannot be right. The last thing I saw was Naruto using some kind of jutsu. I jumped on his back screaming for him to stop and that I do not want to lose him, and then he said the name of some kind of jutsu and then my vision went blank and I woke up here. Did I dream all of it up? Sakura thought to herself before shaking her head. That cannot be right as well. I can feel my chakra still at the level it was when I fought the Jubi and I still have the infusion on my forehead. The jutsu Naruto used must be the key to my situation. What was the name of the jutsu again? Oh, right. It was Ninpo, Kako no Yurei. Sakura hummed out, Ghosts of the Past. Interesting name. Does it send the user back to the past, or more accurately merges the soul and chakra of the future self with the past self? If it does, then did I interrupt the technique so I came back as well? Ah, I need to find Naruto and ask him about the damn jutsu. I hope he came back as well, or I will have to do it alone, Sakura exclaimed in annoyance. When I see that baka. Sakura, are you alright? Sakura heard her mother Mebuki call from downstairs. I am fine, Mom. Just a bad dream, Sakura said with a bit of a grimace. She hated lying to her parents, but telling that she was from the future was not an intelligent thing to do. No, she would keep that information close to her chest until she met up with Naruto and understood what really happened. Then hurry up and get ready. You don't want to be late for your graduation exam, do you? Mebuki called, causing Sakura's eyes to widen in shock. Looking at the calendar above her bed, she saw that it really was the date of her graduation exam. Getting out of her bed, she used a kunai to cut her hair, took a short shower, and donned her red chipao and black shorts. She wrapped medical tapes around her right thigh and then tied her shuriken holster on it. She checked herself on the mirror for a moment before nodding. I need to get a medical supplies bag and see how good my Ryojutsu is before team assignments, but first the exams, Sakura exclaimed to herself before rushing down to the dining room. Mebuki looked up to greet Sakura a good morning only to stop short at her daughter's new look. Sakura-chan, you have cut your hair? That's right. I decided to stop chasing after Sasuke and start taking my career seriously. Having long hair would only causing me problems. Can you give me big breakfast as well? I have been reading a few medical book and saw that dieting would only make me a poor kunoichi, Sakura said with a smile, getting a smile from her mother. That's wonderful dear, and good morning, Mebuki said as she happily gave her daughter a larger portion of breakfast. Morning mom, itadakimasu, Sakura said, clapping her hands before digging in. Within minutes, Sakura had demolished her breakfast. It was great mom. I will see you later, and with a hit I ate on my forehead. Sure you will dear, good luck, Mebuki said as Sakura put on her shinobi sandals and ran out of the house. Mebuki stared at the receding back of her daughter with pride. She finally became serious. Huh? Mebuki turned to see her husband, Kazashi, standing behind her. She just nodded with joy. That's good. I was afraid we would be getting the news that she failed the Trujanon test or that she died on a routine bandit extermination mission because she didn't take being a shinobi seriously. I am happy she has finally gotten over the Uchiha. He didn't seem too stable the last time I saw him. Kazashi nodded in agreement before turning to head into the house, Mebuki following him. Naruto woke up to the sight of his old apartment. The one he had not seen since he became the hero of the leaf. Getting up, he walked into the bathroom and stared at his reflection on the mirror. He was a younger version of himself staring back. After a moment, he grinned. He had done it. He had come back. Now he only needed to know when. Quickly finishing his morning ablutions, Naruto walked into his bedroom and stared at the calendar he kept there. Seeing the date, he panicked. What? It's graduation day. What should I do? Naruto exclaimed in horror. He had not planned to go back this far. He wanted to go back to the day of the bell test. Now he was a week before his target date and he had to go through everything with Mizuki again. Stop panicking, Gaki. Just pass with the Kage Bunshin and say that you learned it from seeing a Jonin or Anbu using it once. It's a common technique though forbidden, so no one will think much of you learning it through imitation. Thanks Kurama. You are a lifesaver. But what will we do with Mizuki? Now that I think about it, you can pick up a few more jutsu from the Forbidden Scroll. Why not let it play out as it did last time? You may not have the same physical condition as you had in the future, but your chakra levels and control is still at the same level. Then you have your Senjutsu to rely on. I am also with you, partner. You are not alone like last time, nor are you useless. You can play off your sudden increase in skill as playing possum until now. After all, a shinobi's greatest weapon is deception. That's a brilliant idea, Kurama, thanks. You better have breakfast and head out now. Naruto looked at the clock and saw that he only had an hour to have breakfast and then get to the academy. Nodding his head, he quickly prepared a cup ramen and headed for breakfast. He took a quick shower and then walked out wearing a small towel around his waist. Opening his wardrobe, he saw his orange tracksuit. He was about to take it out when a sealed box caught his attention. Taking the box out and placed it on his bed. Where did I put my ninja pouch and kunai holsters again? Naruto said as he searched his bedroom for his equipment. It took him a few minutes, but he finally found them under the bed. Huh? How did they get there? Oh well, at least I found them. Taking out a kunai, he channeled a bit of futon chakra into the kunai, causing a pale blue edge of chakra to form around the blade. With a single swipe, Naruto cut through the tapes on the box. Placing the kunai back in its holster, Naruto opened the box to reveal an Anbu-style dress complete with a mesh shirt and pants, a custom burnt orange flak jacket, black boots and a red haori with yellow lightning at the bottom. On top of the clothes was a pair of black equipment pouches, a dark red sealing supplies bag with a set of books for learning beginners, intermediate, advanced, and master level Fuinjutsu written by his mother and father. Finally, there was a small scroll. Opening the scroll, Naruto began to read. Dear Naruto, I hope that you are doing all right. Sorry for not meeting you face to face yet. Let me introduce myself. I am your godfather, Jiraiya, the Gamma Sanin. I am the spy master of Konoha's spy network, so my work takes me all around the world. I never stay at a single place for long. I would have loved to raise you, but raising a child on the move is wrong. I heard from Sensei that you are taking the graduation exam for the third time. I expect you to pass even if you are the dobi of the class. I was the dobi as well, but now look at me, the strongest of the Sanin. I will be home for the first time since before you were born within the year. I plan to meet you then. I have so much to tell you. In this box is a new uniform for you to wear on your graduation exam. There are books on Fuinjutsu and a sealing supplies bag. Start out small. I am told by my summons that you like orange. I hope that you like flak jacket and the haori. Your parents used to wear similar clothing. They were masters of Fuinjutsu. I hope that you like my gift as much as you liked the wallet I sent you. Always stay true to your heart and remember, being a shinobi means to endure. Your absentee godfather, Jiraiya. P.S. This should reach you on the day of the graduation exams. So good luck, kid. Make your parents and me proud. After finishing the letter, Naruto started to cry. His master and godfather had always looked after him, sending him gifts and looking out for him, and because of his impatience, he never knew. How did he even miss the box? He didn't know, but just believed that last time, he was too excited planning and executing the prank, so he must have missed it. Letting the towel fall to the ground, Naruto was about to pull on a pair of black boxers when Sakura appeared in his bedroom in a sunshine. Both dumbly stared at each other for a few tense moments before Naruto screamed and fell over while trying to pull up his boxers. Sakura just shook her head and turned around. "Get dressed, Baka. Then we need to talk," the pink-haired medic said, causing Naruto to stiffen before quickly donning his boxers. Standing up, he quickly put on the clothes Jiraiya gave him. "I am done. You can turn now," Naruto said as he zipped up the flak jacket. Sakura turned to see Naruto wearing Anbo-style black pants, black undershirt over mesh armor. His flak jacket left slightly open in the chest with his haori on his shoulders. Black boots with his pants tucked into them. The two black equipment pouches tied to the outer side of each thighs, the sealing kit hanging from the left side of his waist. The goggles he wore kept his long messy hair from falling on his face. "You look handsome. If you let your hair grow out a bit and pull it up in a ponytail, you will look just like your father," Sakura said, causing Naruto to blush in embarrassment but grin in joy. "Thanks, Sakura-chan. But why are you here? How did you get here?" "I jumped on your back just as you finished your jutsu. Go men. But I think that I caused you to mess up," Sakura said with a slight lowering of her head. "Not really. Kurama actually wanted me to bring you back anyway. I just didn't want to burden you." Sakura seethed at that. She was not some wallflower that needed protection. She was the apprentice of the god-I'm Hokage, Senjutsu. She did not need protection. "Who do you think you are, Naruto? Are you worse than scum? You would abandon me just so that you will not feel guilty of burdening me when I could help. I am a proud kunoichi of Konoha. I will endure anything to see Konoha keep standing. Even if I have to kill Sasuke myself, therefore stop being so selfish and let me help you. You have protected everyone enough times. Let me protect you for a change. But that won't happen now. We can save Sasuke and you can be with him," Naruto said with a bitter grin that did not go unnoticed by the pink-haired girl. Inside her heart, she felt sad at Naruto's final words. "That's right, but we have to pass the graduation exam first. I just wanted to ask you what you would do. Will you let it play out like last time? I read the report when I was helping Tsunade-sama with filing some of the old mission reports." Naruto nodded in agreement. "We shouldn't change much yet. I can even squeeze out a few more jutsu from the scroll this time. They may be helpful in the long run." Sakura nodded in agreement. "That's a good idea. So what is your plan on explaining away our sudden increase in skill?" Kurama suggested that we say that we were holding back in the academy. After all, deception is the greatest weapon for shinobi. We were just following that saying. Sakura nodded in agreement. "What about your sudden change in clothes? They were here last time as well. I had just missed them in the commotion of the prank. Since I did not pull the prank this time and since I have better observation skills now, I saw the box they were in. They are a gift from Uro-sennin. It seems that he is my godfather. He also sent me Gama-chan. Alright, now how about we head to the academy? After the exams, I will head home and wait until nightfall before sneaking out and meeting you at the cabin Mizuki will suggest. When Iruka-sensei finds us, we can say that we were training like usual. That will throw off a bit of suspicion from everyone about our skills. They will think that we did that regularly and that the cabin is our meeting place. I can help heal you and Iruka-sensei, if either of you gets hurt. What do you say?" "That's fine. We may not have our physical abilities on par with our future bodies, but our chakra abilities are the same. I still have access to Kyubi chakra Amodio and Senjutsu." Sakura nodded in agreement just as Naruto's alarm clock rang, showing that they had less than 15 minutes to get to the exam. Panicking, both of them vanished in a swirl of leaves. "Huh? Where is Forehead? I thought she would be here by now," Ino said before seeing an empty seat beside Sasuke. With a squeal, Ino quickly took the place before anyone else could. "Good morning, Sasuke-kun. Are you ready for the exam?" Sasuke just kept staring out of the window, ignoring Ino when he saw Naruto and Sakura appear in swirls of leaves on two opposite branches of the large tree standing tall in the middle of the training field. Sasuke just raised an eyebrow in surprise at Naruto and Sakura's new fashion sense, well more on Naruto's new clothes and Sakura's new haircut. He saw the two look about before jumping down to the ground and making their way into the academy. That's surprising. I did not think those two had such skills. Their demeanor showed glimpses of an experienced shinobi. The same demeanor I had seen in all the ninja from my clan. I better keep an eye on them. Oi forehead. What is with the new hairstyle? Are you trying to impress Sasuke-kun? Then you were failing. Ino screamed when she saw Sasuke stand up. Turning her head, she saw Sasuke staring at Naruto and Sakura with an unreadable expression on his face. What's wrong, Sasuke-kun? HN. Sasuke grunted before he vaulted over the bench and landed right in front of the two. You two have been hiding your skills, Sasuke stated, getting surprised looks from everyone in the classroom. Sakura and Naruto started in surprise before Naruto spoke up. So what? What does that have to do with you? Sasuke narrowed his eyes for a moment, sizing them up. After a few moments of tense silence, the Uchiha heir nodded to himself. I want to know how you got this strong and why would you hide your skills? I always ate my spinach. It helps gain great strength, Naruto said with a mocking grin, causing Sakura to stifle a laugh. Sasuke stared in shock at Sakura's different behavior. Normally she would have come to his unneeded aid, screeching. This time, it seemed that she was laughing at him. This caused his interest in her to increase. Naruto baka, tell Sasuke-kun how you got this strong. All of Sasuke's fangirls excluding Ino screamed. The Yamanaka heir stared at Sakura and Naruto with surprise and suspicion. From the other side of the room, the pale eyes of the Hyuga heir stared at them with a frown gracing her usually serene face. A ninja never reveals their hand to even their comrades. How we got this strong doesn't concern anyone but ourselves, Sakura said, getting strange looks from all the clan heirs. What? Don't you hate Naruto? One of the civilian family kids asked, getting a laugh from the pink-haired medic. Not really. I just do not like his idiotic behavior and him asking me for dates all the time. Other than that, he is a good friend. Though he can be a moron at times, he is still someone precious, Sakura said, getting shocked looks from everyone including Sasuke. Since when did you two become so chummy? Kiba asked with a frown. Akamaru yipped in agreement with his master. We have been friends for years now. We just kept it hidden. Now that we are about to become Genin, we decided to reveal our true selves. Any more questions? Everyone get back to your seats. Iruka-sensei and Mizuki-sensei is here. Naruto suddenly said, causing everyone but Sakura and Hinata to look at him with skeptical looks. Just as Ino was about to refute him, Iruka and Mizuki walked into the room. Alright everyone, get to your seats. The graduation exam starts in 10 minutes, Iruka said, causing everyone to scramble for his or her seats. And Naruto, you look good. Why didn't you ever wear these clothes before? Because they were a gift I received this morning. I liked them, so I decided to make them my official ninja clothes. Iruka nodded as he and Mizuki started handing out the tests. Sakura, Naruto, and Hinata were sitting on the same bench at the back of the classroom. Hey Hinata, good luck with the exam, Naruto said, causing her to blush and stutter. Thanks Naruto-kun, good luck as well, Naruto just nodded as he took the paper Mizuki handed him. Alright everyone, you have 1 hour to complete your written exam. Any cheating and you will fail. Now start, Iruka said, causing everyone to turn over their papers and start writing down their answers. Alright everyone, now we shall do the physical exams. There will be a taijutsu spar, an obstacle course, and shurikenjutsu test. For the taijutsu spar, you will have to survive for 5 minutes sparring with one of the Chunin sensei or knock your sensei out. To pass the obstacle course, you have 3 minutes. For shurikenjutsu, 5 kunai and shuriken will be handed to you. You will have to have a minimum aggregate score of 6 to pass. Now as I call your names, please come up, take your shot at the obstacle course, Iruka said before he started calling name in alphabetical order. After Ino did her run, Iruka decided to post the top 3 scores. Now at 3rd place with a time of 1 minute 10 seconds is Haruno Sakura. Good job Sakura. This is the best time you have done yet, Iruka said, causing the girl to blush at the praise. Now at 2nd place with a time of 1 minute 7 seconds is Inuzuka Kiba. A bit slower than usual, isn't it Kiba? Ha ha ha, I am trying to save my stamina for the taijutsu exam sensei, Kiba said with a laugh. Now at 1st place with a time of. Huh, that cannot be right? Are you sure you wrote it down right, Daikoku dono? Hi Iruka dono. Though it is surprising, it is true. I checked the stopwatch for errors. I even made him redo the obstacle course. He finished it in less time by at least a second, Daikoku said with subdued tone. Alright, in first place with a time of 19 seconds is Uzumaki Naruto, Iruka said, getting shocked expressions from everyone. Congratulations on breaking the previous top 3 records Naruto by 6, 7 and 7.5 seconds. Thanks Iruka-sensei, Naruto said with a grin. Whose records did he break? Sasuke asked, getting nods from everyone except Sakura. 26.5 seconds, Hotake Kakashi. 26 seconds, Uchiha Itachi, and 25 seconds, Namikaze Minato, the Ondaime Hokage, Iruka said, getting even more shocked expressions from everyone. Alright everyone, let's move on to the Shuriken Jutsu test. Everyone had lined up in 3 lines with a teacher supervising each of line. Sakura and Naruto were standing at the end of the line supervised by Iruka. They were waiting for the rest to complete their turns. Over the course of the test, most of civilians barely scrapped a 6 while the clan heirs averaged at 7. When it was Sasuke's turn, he did a perfect 10 with Hinata doing an 8. Finally, Sakura's turn came up. Here you go Sakura, 5 shuriken and kunai. For bonus point, you can try to hit all the vitals in a single throw, Iruka said as Sakura picked up 5 shuriken and threw them at the same time. To everyone's shock, all of them struck the training dummy at vital points. What surprised the Chunin-sensei were the splinters of wood that were expulsed wherever a shuriken struck. One of the Chunin examined the dummy and sensed traces of Doden chakra in them. After replacing the dummy, Iruka motioned for Sakura to continue. Just like before, Sakura threw the 5 kunai at the same time, causing the exact same result. She got a perfect score along with the bonus. Naruto, it is your turn. Then we can get to the taijutsu exam, Iruka said as he handed Naruto his shuriken and kunai. Just like Sakura, Naruto also threw his shuriken and kunai simultaneously, but charged with futon chakra. To everyone's shock, the shuriken and kunai punched through the dummies and then through 3 trees before finally embedding into the wall of the academy. A perfect score Naruto, and double a bonus for the use of futon chakra flow technique. Now, let's head to the taijutsu exam, Iruka said as the group followed their sensei to the next exam. The taijutsu exam was a simple affair. Many did not do well, barely surviving the required 5 minutes. The clan heirs were able to last an average of 7 with the exception of Shikamaru, who forfeited in 5. When it was Sasuke's turn, the fight lasted for nearly 9 minutes before Sasuke defeated Mizuki with a well-placed sweep kick that caused Mizuki to fall out of the ring. When it was Naruto's turn, Mizuki had a malicious grin on his face. None but Naruto and Sakura spotted that, but Naruto just grinned in anticipation. Closing his eyes, Naruto created a bit of Senjutsu chakra and waited for Mizuki to attack. If you keep your eyes closed, you will fail Naruto. Mizuki mocked, only for Naruto to reply, that is if you can hit me. Everyone stared at Naruto in confusion. Sakura just stared hard at Naruto and gasped when she saw light orange markings around Naruto's eyes. He's using Senjutsu. If you really want a beating, then I will be happy to oblige, Mizuki said before charging towards Naruto with a haymaker right at his face. Everyone believed that Naruto would lose in an instant, only for the blonde-haired boy to dodge Mizuki's punch with ease. For the next minute, Naruto kept dodging everything Mizuki threw at him. Jumping over kicks, moving his body and head out of the path of body strikes. The spar seemed like a well-choreographed fight sequence in movies. When 1 minute finally ended, everyone could see Mizuki was panting from exertion with Naruto calmly facing him. How? What do you mean, Mizuki-sensei? Naruto asked with a mocking grin. His eyes still closed, the strange orange markings slowly fading away from around his eyes. How are you dodging everything I am throwing at you without looking? Even when I am going all out against you, Mizuki screamed in anger, only for Naruto to laugh. Then you must be a poor ninja. Good night, sensei. What? Mizuki asked in surprise when Naruto suddenly appeared in front of him and tried to punch him in the face. Mizuki barely dodged the fist, when an invisible force struck him. With a strangled cry, Mizuki was launched out of the ring and into a tree. Iruka rushed towards the downed Mizuki and checked him over. Seeing that Mizuki was only knocked out, Iruka motioned for a couple of students to take Mizuki to the infirmary. Naruto, I want to ask you something and I want you to be truthful. How did you dodge all of Mizuki's attacks and how did you throw him out of the ring when you missed? If you used any ninjutsu, I will have to fail you. If you lie, then I will fail you as well. Ninja sparring is a sacred ritual. I will not have you sully it, Iruka said with a grim expression. I manipulated my chakra into an invisible cloak around me. It allows me unprecedented sensory abilities. With the sensory abilities, I can predict my opponent's next move. I can also manipulate the cloak to hit my target if I miss. That is what happened. If I had used enough chakra, Mizuki-sensei's face would have been smashed in, Naruto said, getting shocked expressions from everyone except Sakura. He is telling the truth, sensei. I saw the cloak of chakra around him with my Byakugan. Everyone turned to see Hinata speaking while blushing. Iruka stared at Hinata for a moment before nodding. Alright Naruto, you pass. You have developed that dangerous taijutsu style, unless someone taught you, though I doubt it. It seems similar to the Yondaime Reikage's Raiten chakra mode, just with neutral chakra. Thank you Iruka-sensei, Naruto exclaimed with a happy grin. Everyone, please listen up. You will have an hour of recess before we call you back into your classrooms for your ninjutsu exam. Rest up, have lunch, and prepare. I wish all of you the best of luck, Iruka said before he and the rest of his colleagues vanished in swirl of leaves. Naruto was about to leave when Sasuke blocked his way. You need something, team? Tell me about your taijutsu style dobe. I need such a technique for my goals, Sasuke said with a menacing glower, only for Naruto to release a bit of his killing intent on him. When Naruto's killing intent hit the Uchiha, he froze in fear. Sasuke saw himself dying in various ways. After a moment, the pressure subsided, causing the Uchiha to panned out. What was that? A bit of killing intent and you were reduced to a shivering mess. I thought the Uchiha were elites? Naruto mocked, causing all of Sasuke's fangirls to screech at Naruto. Naruto directed a bit of his killing intent on them, reducing them to blubbering messes. Now let me tell you something, Uchiha Sasuke. A ninja does not give away his or her secrets. As to you learning my taijutsu style, you do not have the chakra requirement to perform it. The only ones in Konoha who can learn my style is Hokage Gigi and a few of the top jonin we have. Other than that, no other person, let alone a soon-to-be Jonin, has enough chakra to learn the style without dying. Now stop bothering me. If you truly want to become stronger, then meet me on top of the Yondaime's head, tomorrow at dawn. With his piece said, Naruto vanished in a swirl of leaves as well. Sasuke just grunted before he walked away from the group. Welcome everyone. As we call your name, please enter the room for your ninjutsu exam. Till then, I ask that everyone stay outside, Iruka said, getting nods from everyone. After everyone left, Iruka started calling names alphabetically. After half an hour, they called for Naruto. Alright Naruto, show us your henge. Naruto nodded and transformed into the Yondaime Hokage, shocking the glowering Mizuki and serious Iruka. Both Chunin took care to note the resemblance between Naruto and the Yondaime Hokage. Is he related to the Yondaime? I must ask Hokage-sama about this. Iruka thought to himself while he nodded in satisfaction. Alright Naruto, now show us the Kawarimi. Please substitute with one of the chairs in the classroom, Mizuki said as Naruto dispelled his henge. Without the use of hand seals, Naruto substituted himself with the farthest chair from his position and back, causing Iruka to clap with happiness. Great job Naruto, and a seal less jutsu as well. For that, you will be awarded a bonus. Now show us your Bunshin no Jutsu. Create at least 3 clones, Iruka said, causing Naruto to panic for a moment before nodding and performing the basic academy Bunshin no Jutsu. To both his and his teacher's surprise, 10 clones came into existence, out of which 3 were alive while the rest were dead. What happened? I thought I did it right. Naruto asked in confusion. This is a unique case. I do not think such a thing has happened before. You succeeded in creating the required 3 clones, right, but the rest you created are dead. How much chakra did you use, Naruto? Iruka asked with a confused expression. The barest minimum I can. Why, what happened? Naruto asked with confusion and dread. Naruto, I want you make the Ram seal and channel as much chakra as you can. I want to test something, Iruka exclaimed with Mizuki giving off an irritated aura. Naruto nodded and started channeling as much chakra as he could without tapping into Kurama's chakra. Around him, a huge aura of blue chakra formed as cracks appeared on the floor under his feet and around him. A strong wind formed as well, causing Iruka and Mizuki to shout at him to stop. Outside, all of the Jonin hopefuls along with the Hokage felt the massive chakra signature. What's emitting such a massive chakra signature? It's centered on the academy. Hiruzen thought before he stood up. Anbu, I'm going to the academy. I want you 4 to be ready for anything, Hiruzen said before he along with his hidden Anbu vanished in swirls of leaves. After Naruto stopped channeling his chakra, he looked around to see the devastation that had happened. He sheepishly rubbed the back of his head as he saw the cracks on the floor and the chairs closest to him lying broken on the ground. I think I see what the problem with your bunshine is, Naruto. You have excessively much chakra to perform the Academy standard jutsu. I will say that you have good chakra control for the size of your reserve though. The jutsu should have failed completely instead of being a partial success, Iruka said just as the Hokage and Izanbu entered the classroom. Hokage-sama, Iruka exclaimed as he and Mizuki stood up. Hey Gigi. How you been? The Hokage nodded a greeting before surveying the scene. He carefully observed the carnage and the traces of chakra left from Naruto's previous show. After a moment, he nodded to himself. What happened, Iruka? Who is the source of such dense chakra? Anyo Hokage-sama, it was Naruto. After he performed the Bunshine no Jutsu, we saw that 3 were perfect while the rest 7 were dead. After thinking about it, I asked him to make the Ram sign and channel as much chakra as he could. The chakra signature you felt was the result of Naruto following my order. Your thoughts on the result? I conclude that he has as much, if not more chakra than you, Hokage-sama. He will never be able to perform the Bunshine no Jutsu satisfactorily. He will need a more chakra-intensive Bunshine to pass, probably an element-based one. Iruka reported with Mizuki nodding in agreement. Alright then, Buddha, get me a chakra litmus paper. We shall see what type of Bunshine Jutsu young Naruto-kun has an affinity to. The Hokage commanded, causing the pig-masked Anbu to vanish in a swirl of leaves. Turning his attention Naruto, Hiruzen was surprised at the boy's new attire. You look like a shinobi, Naruto-kun. When did you get it? My godfather sent it to me this morning through his summons, along with these books on Fuinjutsu written by Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato. Nijiji, I was meaning to ask. Have I any relation to Uzumaki Kushina? She wrote that some of the theories she was writing were used by her clan. Hiruzen started at what Naruto had asked. Even the Anbu, Iruka, and Mizuki were attentively listening to what he would say. After a moment, Hiruzen sighed, you are related to her. After all, she was your mother. I had planned to keep it secret until you made Chunin. Kumo had an unhealthy interest in her and her lineage. I feared that if they knew that you were her son, they would try to abduct you as well. Naruto nodded with a happy expression on his face. So Kumo has tried to abduct a clan heir before the Hyuga incident? Iruka said before he blushed in embarrassment at Hiruzen's attention. Seeing the fidgeting Chunin, Hiruzen just nodded before turning his attention back to Naruto. The Uzumaki clan was distant cousins of the Senju clan. They had their own village, Uzoshiogaku no Sato. We were allies through the marriage of the Shodai Hokage and Uzumaki Mito, the then heiress of the clan. Mito-sama was your mother's great aunt. You have inherited their will, Naruto-kun. To the best of my knowledge, you are the last of the Uzumaki, just as Sasuke-kun is the last of the Uchiha. Just let your heart guide you and you will honor your clan. They were people who followed their hearts after all, Hiruzen said just as Buddha walked into the room dragging Yamanaka Ino and Inuzuka Kiba with him. Hokage-sama, these two are eavesdropping on what you were talking about, and here is the chakra litmus paper, Buddha said as he let go of the two and handed Hiruzen the sheet of chakra litmus paper. Hiruzen nodded before turning to the two Jonan hopefuls. What you two heard are A-class secrets. As you have heard, Naruto-kun's life would be in danger if word got out. Speak without Naruto-kun's or my permission and you'll be imprisoned, Hiruzen said with a glare causing the two to shiver in fright and vigorously nod in agreement. I don't think Kumo would try such a thing again. Not after failing both of their previous abduction attempts, Gigi. There is no need to keep it secret any longer. Naruto said, causing Hiruzen to look at the blonde Jinchuriki in a new light. After thinking for a moment, he nodded. Alright Naruto-kun, take this paper and channel some of your chakra into it. What happens to it will reveal your chakra affinity. Naruto silently nodded his head as he took the paper and channeled his chakra into it. To his surprise, the paper tore into quarters with each quarter having a different reaction. One became wet, while another crumbled to dust, yet another crumpled up, while the last burned to ash. So what does that mean, Gigi? It means that you have all the affinities, Naruto-kun. Truly astounding, Hiruzen exclaimed with a gobsmacked expression. Anyway, I will have a non-Butichu Mizu Bunshine no Jutsu. You will have a week to master it. I will see how well you do a week from now. If you can show me that you have mastered Mizu Bunshine to an acceptable degree, you will pass. Now, why do not you and young Inuzuka-kun step outside so that young Yamanaka-chan can take her test? After that all of you will be free for the day. Thanks, Gigi. Come on, dog breath, let's get out of here, Naruto said, dragging the protesting Inuzuka along with him. What happened in there? Naruto turned his attention to the source of the voice to see Shikamaru staring at him and Kiba like a hawk. Kiba just shrugged before walking away with Akamaru sitting on his head. Naruto was about to do the same when Shikamaru placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. I know that the chakra presence was yours, Naruto. What happened? Naruto sighed before he said, I have more chakra than Hokage Gigi. It is a common factor in my clan. We do not have unique Kekai Genkai or clan-specific chakra natures like yours. What we do have are our innate talent with few Senjutsu, denser and large chakra reserves and a very strong vitality. Because of that, my Bunshine failed. I was able to create 3 good clones and 7 dead ones. Iruka-sensei asked me to channel as much of my chakra as I could. What you felt was doing as I was asked. I see, so you didn't pass. I will have to redo the ninjutsu exam a week from now after I have been taught the Mizu Bunshine no Jutsu from an Onbu Gigi will assign to teach me. See you during team assignments, Naruto said as he walked away from the intrigued Nara. Shikamaru watched as Naruto approached Sakura before they started quietly whispering to each other. He just cocked an eyebrow before turning around and walking up to Choji. Something interests you, Shika? Naruto and Sakura are behaving very strangely today. Either they are better shinobi that everyone gave them credit for, or something else is going on. You are just clutching at straws, Shika. Ninja are supposed to be secretive of their lives. Most civilian families do not like Naruto much, most of all Sakura's mother. They must have kept their friendship secret so that her mother did not pull her out of the academy. Now that Sakura is assured to become a kunoichi, they decided not to hide anymore, Choji said as he munched on a packet of potato chips. Hey guys, you won't believe what I heard, Ino exclaimed as she hurried over to the two along with a few of her usual female friends. Mendokus, what did you learn now, Ino? Shikamaru asked with a bored tone that went unnoticed by Ino and her friends. Naruto is part of a clan. He is the last of his clan just like Sasuke-kun, and his clan and the Senju were allied and distant cousins. He also has an affinity to all the chakra natures, Ino said with a grin causing the girls to start whispering. Shikamaru just sighed and ignored the blonde loudmouth girl. Naruto was sitting on the swing, waiting to see if Mizuki would approach him or not. As he waited, he caught Sakura's eyes and shook his head signifying that Mizuki had not approached him yet. Sakura nodded before she saw Mizuki approaching Naruto. With a couple of slight motions of her finger, she quickly told Naruto that she would meet him at the cabin before she turned and walked towards her mother, who was watching her silent conversation with Naruto. That was quite impressive, Naruto. I wish you did not have to wait one more week to pass. I know you can do it, Mizuki said with false enthusiasm, getting a nod from Naruto who acted as if he was depressed. Why so down? You didn't fail. You still have a chance to pass if you work hard this week, or you could take the secret test and pass tonight. What secret test, Mizuki-sensei? Mizuki smiled while he inwardly grinned in anticipation. The secret makeup test. It is offered to those who have failed for some reason but have great potential. With your heritage, determination, and you having all the chakra natures, I think you qualify to take the test. What do you say? Will you take the test? Then you will also become the Rookie of the Year. Naruto's eyes widened in glee as Mizuki grinned. Of course, Mizuki-sensei. I will take the test and then I will be one step closer to become Hokage, Naruto exclaimed, causing Mizuki to hide a malicious smile before he nodded in false happiness. That's great, Naruto, this is what you have to do. As Mizuki whispered something to Naruto, the boy nodded with enthusiasm, though to those who knew him well would see that he was faking it. Naruto appeared in the clearing in a swirl of leaves. The forbidden scroll strapped to his back. After laying the forbidden scroll on the ground, he took out an empty scroll, an inkwell and a brush before he started reading through the forbidden scroll, writing down any jutsu that he and Kurama thought would be useful. After nearly half an hour, he rolled up the forbidden scroll and strapped it back onto his back. He blew on the fresh ink to dry it so that he could roll up the scroll and place it back in his equipment pouch. Alright, now that the scroll is dry, I can get to learn that new jutsu, Naruto exclaimed before he created 100 Bunshine. Alright you guys, you know the hand seals, get to practicing. Alright boss. The clones called out as they started practicing the jutsu Naruto asked of them. For the next hour, the clone practiced the jutsu while the original was meditating with a bit of Senjutsu chakra flowing through him, allowing him to sense if anyone is close by. When the hour was nearly up, Sakura walked into the clearing ready for war. Hello Sakura-chan, you are just in time. Iruka-sensei and Mizuki-sama are close by. They should be here within 5 minutes, Naruto said as he let the natural energy return to nature as he stood up. Sakura nodded her head as Naruto started dispelling his clone. Huh? I didn't expect them to become proficient with the jutsu already. What jutsu did you learn, Naruto? Sakura asked with curiosity, only for Naruto to grin. You will see when I use it on Mizuki team, Naruto said, causing Sakura to huff but nod in understanding. Alright, then I will hide using Mogaragakure no Jutsu. Naruto nodded as Sakura submerged into the ground without even leaving a trace of her presence. Why would Naruto steal the forbidden scroll? Iruka thought as he rushed through the forest surrounding Konoha. As he was passing close by to an abandoned cabin, he sensed Naruto's chakra signature. Changing his direction, he quickly rushed towards Naruto for an explanation. Within a couple of minutes, Iruka appeared on the branch of a tall tree and saw Naruto creating a few cage bunshine before dispelling them and again creating a few before dispelling them again. Naruto, what are you doing? Iruka called out as he jumped down from the tree and landed beside the blonde-haired Jinchuriki. Iruka-sensei, I found you, Naruto exclaimed, only for Iruka to shout out, Baka, I am the one who found you. What were you thinking stealing the forbidden scroll of sealing? But Mizuki-sensei said that if I could steal it and learn a jutsu from it, I would pass and become the rookie of the year, Naruto said with confusion, hoping that Iruka will not realize that he was faking being confused. After all, he already knew the test was a lie. Mizuki, but why would he say something like that? Iruka said before he heard the sound of a shuriken flying towards them. Iruka looked up to see a Fuma shuriken flying towards Naruto's back. Naruto was about to jump away when Iruka pushed him out of the way, the Fuma shuriken digging deep into Iruka's chest. Coughing up blood, Iruka glared up at Mizuki. So that was your plan, Mizuki? Have Naruto steal the forbidden scroll, then you come by and kill him? Do you hate him that much? Mizuki laughed at that. You are naive, Iruka. It is not that I hate the Gaki. In fact, he and I are a lot similar. Like me, he took the first chance to become stronger. I will take the scroll after killing you two and then head to Orochimaru-sama. He shall then grant me great strength. Iruka and Naruto frowned as Mizuki declared that. I won't let you get the scroll, team. I hate traitors and you will die your treachery. Naruto screamed as he threw a futon chakra-coated kunai at Mizuki, who just leaned back, letting the kunai punch through the tree trunk behind Mizuki. Naruto, have you wondered why the village seems to hate you? Mizuki said with a sick grin, causing Iruka to panic while Naruto put on a curious look. No, Mizuki, you mustn't. It is forbidden? Iruka called out before he coughed up a bit of blood. Let me tell you then, you are the Kyuubi no Yoko. You are the demon fox that attacked Konoha 12 years ago, Mizuki said, expecting Naruto to freeze up. Unfortunately, for the traitor, Naruto just lowered his head, causing his bangs to cover his eyes. After a moment, a small chuckle left Naruto, causing both Chunin to stare at the blonde Jinchuriki in shock. You really don't understand Fuinjutsu, do you, team? Moreover, we have known about the Kyuubi for a long time now. Isn't that right, Sakura-chan? Naruto said, causing both of the Chunin to look at him in confusion. What do you mean, Naruto? Sakura isn't here? Iruka said just before the ground under Mizuki exploded with the pink-haired Kunoichi emerging from the newly created hole with her fist cocked back. Cha, Sakura chanted as she struck Mizuki with a chakra-enhanced punch, launching the traitor back before he puffed into smoke, revealing a splintered log. Using a quick sunshine, Sakura appeared beside Iruka. Hold on, Iruka-sensei. I will heal you up. Before Iruka could even protest, Sakura pulled the Fuma shuriken out and placed a green glowing hand on the wound. Iruka looked surprised but smiled when the soothing feeling of the Iryo chakra permeated the wound, causing it to heal up quickly. After Iruka was healed up, Sakura turned to Naruto and asked, Naruto, where is the team? He is on the tree at 9 o'clock from our position, Naruto said, as the sides of eyes were pigmented orange again. His sclera was now yellow and his pupils were horizontal bars. Sakura nodded before she rushed towards the tree and with a single punch, caused it to fall as the punch reduced the base to tinder. How is she this string? Iruka asked in awe as he watched Sakura take down a large tree with a single punch. If I am not mistaken, it seems to be like Tsunade-sama's famed super strength technique. That's exactly what it is. Sakura-chan has perfect chakra control. She is using that control to release burst of chakra to increase her strength many times over. She decided to surpass Tsunade of the Densetsu no Sanin. Iruka nodded when he noticed Naruto's eyes. What happened to your eyes? Huh? Oh, it is the final state of my taijutsu style. I merge my chakra with natural energy and coat my body in it. It strengthens my strength to levels even beyond Sakura-chan's, while it also gives me very strong sensory abilities. If I need to, I can fight Mizuki with my eyes closed," Naruto said, causing Iruka to gape at Naruto before an explosion drew his attention to Sakura and Mizuki's fight. He watched as multiple explosive tags exploded around Sakura. To his shock, Sakura was not there when the smoke cleared. "Sakura-chan is wasting too much time. She doesn't have the stamina to continue for much long," Naruto said, causing Iruka to look worried. Before he could voice his worry, Sakura appeared beside them from underground. "I thought he would be a pushover, and he is, but he isn't letting me get close enough. You will have to defeat him, Naruto. I will watch over Iruka-sensei," Sakura said as she panted lightly. Naruto created 5 clones and rushed Mizuki, who was drinking some kind of purple liquid from a vial. Just as Naruto and his clones reached Mizuki, the traitor convulsed before he started mutating into a Manlian hybrid. Jumping back, Naruto and his clones watched with disgust as Mizuki's muscles bulged up and his hand and feet grew claws. "What the hell is happening with him?" Iruka asked, only for Mizuki to give a demonic laugh. "This is just a bit of the power Orochimaru-sama has offered me. Now all of you will die here," Mizuki said before he rushed towards Naruto and his clones with increased speeds. Just as Mizuki was about to bring down his clawed hand at Naruto, a clone kicked the mutated Mizuki away as the original was weaving hand seals. "What will puny jutsu do to me?" Mizuki called out, seeing Naruto weaving hand seals. As Mizuki was about to mock Naruto some more, Naruto finished weaving all the hand seals. "Kokwangyo no jutsu," Naruto called out, causing Iruka to gasp as he himself, Sakura and Mizuki were caught in the technique. "That's the Nidime's genjutsu. A measly genjutsu. You expect to defeat me with a genjutsu?" Mizuki called out as he brought his hands into the ram seal and released a pulse of chakra while calling out, "Kai." To the man's surprise, the genjutsu was not being dispelled. "What is happening? Why isn't the genjutsu dispelling?" That particular genjutsu was created by the Nidime before the creation of Konoha. It is a real illusion. Even the vaunted Sharingan or the all-seeing Byakugan are blind under the effects of this technique, Naruto said as he rushed towards the blind Mizuki and proceeded to beat the man unconscious. After 5 minutes of constant pummeling, Naruto dispelled the genjutsu, revealing a bloody and bruised Mizuki returning to his former human form. "So you learned a genjutsu? I did not think you could learn any genjutsu with those massive chakra coils of yours," Sakura said, causing Naruto to pout. "Ah, don't be like that, Sakura-chan," Naruto whined, when Hiruzen appeared in the clearing with 4 Anbu. "Ajiji, you got my message?" "That I have, Naruto-kun. I do not agree with your methods, but I am happy that your plan succeeded. Not only do we have proof that Mizuki was a traitor, you and Sakura-chan have proved that you two have good teamwork and are very skilled. Now let us head to my office so that I can debrief you two and Iruka-kun," Hiruzen said, getting nods from the 3 Anbu. "Take Mizuki to Tandi and tell Anko and Ibiki that they have free reign on him. I want every little information they can drag out of his worthless carcass." The Anbu nodded as they picked up the unconscious Mizuki and vanished in puffs of smoke and leaves. "Congratulations you two for completing your first A-ranked mission. It would have been a B-ranked one, but with Mizuki transforming into that weird hybrid creature, an A rank is warranted. You can pick up your pay from the mission desk after you get your formal license. Now I have been waiting to ask this, but why did you two hide your abilities?" Seeing the stern expression on Hiruzen's face, Sakura gulped, but Naruto just grinned. "A ninja is supposed to look underneath the underneath. That means we have to see through deception. If deceptions are so common in a shinobi lifestyle, why not use it to cause enemies to underestimate us? Therefore, we decided to hide our abilities until we are forced to reveal them. Are we in trouble, Gigi?" "No, you aren't, Naruto-kun, Sakura-chan. I just wanted to see why you two did it. I understand your reasoning. You two will be splendid ninja in the future. Both of you show the characteristic we look for in Konoha Chunin and Jonin. Your teamwork was exemplary and your individual abilities were nothing to sneeze at as well. If what I suspect of your abilities is true, then I can say that with a bit of experience, both of you will become Jonin within the year," Hiruzen said, getting a nervous smile from Sakura and a bright grin from Naruto. "You can hand over the hat within the year, Gigi, Dadaboyo," Naruto exclaimed as he stood up, only for Sakura to pull him down back to his seat by his ear. "Itai. Itai. Itai. Let go, Sakura-chan. Calm down, Baka. If you keep behaving like that, I will oppose you getting the hat." Any Kage is supposed to both be the strongest shinobi and the one with the coolest head as well. The Kage is not only a leader. He or she is also a diplomat who helps keep the peace between the villages though talks. You still have a long way to go before you are ready to become Hokage. Hiruzen and Iruka watched with amusement as Sakura scolded the overexcitable blonde Jinchuriki, who had a sheepish expression on his face. Ahem. Hiruzen coughed, getting the two Jinon's attention. Sakura blushed in embarrassment while Naruto turned his attention to the old man with a curious expression on his face. As much as I am amused with watching Sakura-chan scolding you, Naruto-kun, I have a large amount of paperwork to go through, an amount that has increased by a great margin due to Mizuki's duplicity. So I would suggest you two head home and have a good night's sleep. Sure thing, Gigi, but why don't you use Kage Bunshine to help you do the paperwork? With the memory transfer ability, you would be done in half the time if you use only one clone, not to mention multiple clones. Naruto said with a confused expression while Sakura and Iruka observed Hiruzen's wizened face change expressions from confused to shocked to self-loathing to suspicion. Thank you for the tip, Naruto-kun, but how did you know about Kage Bunshine and its memory transfer ability? Ah. I may have peeked into the Forbidden Scroll and learned a couple of jutsu from it, Naruto exclaimed with a nervous expression as Hiruzen stared at Naruto with an unimpressed expression on his face. What did you learn? Hiruzen asked with a tone that brooked no argument. Kage Bunshine and its derivatives and the Nidaim's Kokwangyo no Jutsu, nothing else I promise. Hiruzen stared for a few moments before sighing. Alright Naruto-kun, now that I think about it, how did you defeat Mizuki within the field? It blinds everyone within range including the user. You have to be a sensor of unparalleled skill to be able to fight blinded. Hokage-sama, he said something about coating his body with chakra mixed with natural energy, whatever that is, allowing him great strength similar to Tsunade-sama's and strong sensory abilities, stronger than mine, Iruka said, getting a gasp from Hiruzen. Do you know how dangerous it was using Senjutsu? You could have become a stone statue, Hiruzen exclaimed as he moved beside Naruto's chair and kneeled down in front of the fidgeting Jinon. How did you even learn of the technique? Accidentally, Gigi, while meditating in Training Ground 44, I sensed a powerful presence all around me. I subconsciously started absorbing the energy and mixing it with my chakra when I felt a funny feeling in my feet. When I opened my eyes, I saw my feet starting to become stone. Using all my concentration to force the energy out before attempting to do it again, this time consciously and more carefully, after a few more failed attempts, I succeeded in being able to do it without becoming stone. I was experimented with it as I felt it was incomplete when I saw a small toad in the forest fighting a small snake. I sensed both giving off light auras of this natural energy flowing through them. Since I did not like snakes, I studied the toad and tried to copy its techniques. After a few more failed attempts, I was able to recreate the same flow of chakra and natural energy within the toad within me. Now I can fight just like that little toad, Naruto said with a grin while inwardly he was sweating in fear of being caught in his lie. Hey Kurama, are you sure the old man will buy that? Sure he will. Do not let another person know about you and that pink-haired teammate of your being from the future. If others try to change the events, the future could turn out even more disastrous than before. Naruto sent a mental nod before turning his full attention back to the aged Hokage. Hiruzen scrutinized Naruto for a few minutes before nodding. Alright Naruto-kun, I believe you, but know that what you did was very dangerous. I hope you do not plan to teach it to anyone else. In fact, the Toad Summons clan will be interested in you. My student, Jiraiya is the present Toad Summoner in Human Gamma Sennin. I will see if a representative of the Toad clan will come and meet you. Developing a Senjutsu style alone is rare. To be able to copy another style is unprecedented. Even being able to learn Senjutsu requires a massive chakra reserves and extreme dedication. Hashirama-sensei had did what you did. He developed his own Senjutsu style. The monkey summons offered me the chance to become the Saru Sennin, but I declined, as I do not have the time to learn their Senjutsu style. Be assured that the Toads will offer you their summoning contract, Hiruzen said, getting an excited nod from Naruto. Remember Naruto-kun, Senjutsu is a kinjutsu without a proper trainer or the proper chakra reserves and willpower to use it. Do not teach anyone else. Anyo, Hokage-sama, Naruto had already started teaching me how to make my own Senjutsu style. I already know how to connect with natural energy. I just haven't been able to draw it in it, Sakura said, getting a surprised look from Hiruzen. With a thoughtful look, Hiruzen made the ram hand seal and pulsed his chakra, causing him to look surprised as Sakura's chakra reserves. You have a very large chakra reserve for one your age who isn't a Jinchuriki or an Uzumaki or both. At that, everyone looked at Naruto, who gave a sheepish smile. Most of your chakra feels spiritual in nature instead of physical, so it means that your chakra is mostly made of yin chakra. You have the reserves to learn Senjutsu, but I would advise building up your yang chakra a bit more before attempting to mix natural energy with your chakra. Sakura nodded in understanding before she stood up and bowed. Thank you, Hokage-sama, I will make sure to do as you advised. Hiruzen nodded and made a small dismissing motion, causing the two academy graduates and their teacher to stand up and move towards the door when a small puff of smoke caught the group's attention. Wait a moment, you three. Gamoharu would have you come here for at this time of night? Hokage-sama, I bear a message from Jiraiya-sama. Here is the scroll he entrusted to me, a small brown toad said as he handed Hiruzen a wrapped scroll, who took it with a small thank you. I shall be leaving now, have a nice night. Wait, Gamoharu, I have need of you. Young Naruto-kun, there seems to have developed a Senjutsu style similar to your clan's style Senjutsu. I want you to inform your sages and leader and see if they are interested in meeting with him, Hiruzen said, causing Gamoharu to look at Naruto in shock. Child, would you please go in to send an MODO? I need to see if it is true. Naruto nodded and calmed himself before he started drawing in the natural energy around him and mixed it with high chakra. Orange markings formed around his eyes that had turned yellow with orange bar-like pupils. Gamoharu observed the young blonde Jinchuriki for a few moments before he summoned an old green toad with gray beard, a cloak, and a wooden staff. Gamoharu, why have you summoned me at this time of night? The old toad asked, only to see Naruto and his seinen MODO. You child, who are you? How did you learn our style of Senjutsu? I am Uzumaki Naruto, the future Hokage, Dadaboyo. The old toad nodded. I accidentally created an incomplete form of Senjutsu which I then perfected after seeing a toad and a snake using Senjutsu fight in Training Ground 44. Since I do not like snakes, I recreated the same flow to the toads. Am I in trouble, Gamajiji? The old toad stared at him with a scrutinizing expression before he hopped onto Naruto's shoulder and stared at his eyes. After a few moments, the toad nodded to himself and jumped back to Hiruzen's desk. You have an unconventional prodigy here, Hokage Dono. Jiraiya has kept an eye on the child from time to time through us. We all know that he is not a good shinobi, but he has determination similar to Jiraiya-chan himself. He has been hiding his abilities, it seems, along with the pink-haired girl. His present reserves are rival that of Senju Hashirama at his prime. The girl has a greater reserve than Tsunodekan's when she fought Hanzo. These two shall be great in the future. I think so too, Fukasaku Dono. What will you do with Naruto-kun? I thought that you and your clan deserved to know that he created a copy of your style. His one is still crude to a certain degree. I will talk to Gamabanta and see if I can get him permission to sign our contract. It should not be a problem, and I am sure that Jiraiya-chan would offer him the same in the future. Meet me at Training Ground 9 the day after tomorrow at noon. I want to see how far you are along with your mastery of our Senjutsu style. Bunta will be there along with my wife to evaluate your worth. If you impress all three of us, I will take over your Senjutsu training personally and make sure that you become in tune with nature to the same degree Senju Hashirama was. What do you say? I would be honored, Gamajiji. Call me Pa, Naruto-chan. I am sure that you and the Toad clan will become close. Naruto nodded in agreement, as he grinned. Then I shall be off. Good night, Hokage Dono, and I hope that you don't mind us using Training Ground 9 2 days from now? Not at all, Fukasaku Dono. In fact, I and Enma would love to watch you evaluate him. The old toad nodded before he disappeared in a puff of smoke along with Gamoharu. Alright, off to bed with you two and Iruka. I want you here after lunch tomorrow to discuss potential teams. With the new revelations, the teams may need to be readjusted. Anya Gigi, what about my makeup ninjutsu exam? I learned the Kage Bunshin, so shouldn't I have already passed? Naruto asked, getting a surprised look from Iruka and Hiruzen. After composing themselves, both nodded to the young blonde Jinchuriki. That you do, Naruto-kun. You have mastered the hardest variant of the Bunshin no Jutsu. Come back here tomorrow for your headband. Anyo Hokage-sama, if I may? Iruka asked, motioning to his own Hitayate, causing Hiruzen to nod in understanding. Iruka turned to Naruto. Please close your eyes, Naruto. Sakura watched as Naruto closed his eyes and waited. Iruka took off his Hitayate and then placed it on Naruto's forehead and tied it at the back. Congratulations, Naruto. As of this moment, you are a proud shinobi of Konoha. Wear my old Hitayate with pride. I know you will honor the meaning it holds to a ninja of the leaf. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. I promise to make you proud, Naruto said with tears in his eyes. Beside him, Sakura watched with pride and hidden affection. Ahem, I think that you three must be going. I will quickly handle the paperwork and head home as well, Hiruzen said, causing the three to blush before nodding and vanishing in swirls of leaves. Hiruzen smiled before he created 10 kg bunshine and started going through the mound of paperwork. Why have you called me here, elders? A gigantic red toad asked as he hopped into a shrine-like building where an equally gigantic yet extremely old toad sat with two smaller toads sitting beside the old one. I called a meeting between you and the elder due to a human child who has gained my attention, Fukasaku said, getting a surprised looks from the female toad and the gigantic red toad. The old one ignored everything happening around him. Why has a human garnered your attention, Elder Fukasaku? The red toad asked with surprise, getting a laugh from Fukasaku. Why wouldn't he game a bunta? He created an incomplete Senjutsu style, and then after observing a fight between one of our own and one of Manda's in the Forest of Death, he recreated the same flow of Senjutsu chakra we use. He even showed me that he was able to go into Senin Modo without help. I have asked that we spar 2 days from now at noon, at Training Ground 9 in Konoha. I want to see how far along he is. I wanted to ask you two to help me evaluate his abilities. Who is the child, Pa? Minato-chan's son, Ma. From the reports he may seem an idiot without talent, but it seems that he and his friend has been hiding their true abilities. A true prodigy, if I say so myself. Either that or he learns kinesthetically instead of reading about it. If it is the second one, then he may have trouble learning about Fuinjutsu. It would be a shame if he can't learn Fuinjutsu. Both his parents were great masters of that nearly lost art, Game Abunda said, getting nods from the two elders while the large elder seemed to be sleeping. So what do we do about the boy? Do we wait until Jiraiya-chan gives Naruto-chan the chance to sign the contract, or do we offer it to him? Ma asked with confusion, getting thoughtful looks from Game Abunda and Fukasaku. Let us evaluate him first. Then we can think of offering him the contract, Game Abunda said, only for a cough to get their attention. They turned to see the extremely old toad cough and sit up straight. Great Elder? Fukasaku asked with trepidation. The Great Elder never gets himself directly involved with clan matters unless he gets a vision. Fukasaku was afraid of what the elder had seen now. Tell me, does the child have blonde hair, blue eyes, and whisker marks on his cheek? The Great Elder asked, causing the three other toads' eyes to widen in shock. This was the most lucid sentence they heard out of him. Not even the toad sages, Ma and Pa, had heard him ever being lucid. Yes, he does, old geezer, Ma said with a shocked face, getting a small chuckle out of the old toad. Good, good, that is very good indeed. We have found the Yogen no-ko. Offer him the contract outright. I shall take him in as my apprentice as I had Hagoromo. The Great Elder said, causing the other three toads to gape at the old toad. Not in living memory did anyone know of the Great Elder taking an apprentice. Of course, Great Elder, the three toads exclaimed in unison. And call the present toad summoner here as well. I wish to speak with him. Last time I spoke with him, I was too deep in a trance to tell him all that he needs to know. I want him here by tomorrow morning. Moreover, I shall be evaluating him the day after tomorrow, so I shall go with you. The Great Elder said, getting shocked expressions from the three toads, who just nodded in a stupor. Then go, I must sleep. It has been over a millennium since I had a good night's sleep. The three watched as the Great Elder got out of his chair and moved to the unused bed made of leaves on the other side of the chamber. He laid down and promptly started snoring, causing the three toads to stare in surprise. Ah! What should we do now? Game Abunta asked, getting a shrug from the two younger elders. Why don't we just get out of here and go to sleep? I can reverse summon Jiraiya-chan tomorrow for his meeting with the Great Elder. We do not have to discuss Naruto-chan's situation anymore. The Great Elder has already decided to take him as his apprentice. We cannot overrule his decision, not when he finally decided to involve himself in clan matters again. Ma and Game Abunta nodded in agreement before the toad boss headed towards his home while Ma and Pa left for their hut. Game Abunta was sitting at the edge of Training Ground 9 with Ma and Pa sitting on his head. On his left side, on a tree branch, Hiruzen and Enma were sitting while drinking a cup of steaming green tea. On his right, Sakura was sitting on a tree branch while pursuing a scroll of advanced medical techniques. On the other side of the tree that Sakura was sitting on, an old man with white hair, wearing an ornate kimono with a Hittite engraved with the kanji for oil on his forehead. The white-haired man was going through a notepad and perversely giggling at random intervals. Naruto was sitting in the middle of the field, meditating. The area around his closed eyes was pigmented orange. To those sensitive enough, they could sense the subtle flow of nature energy form the surrounding into the meditating blonde shinobi and then out of him. To the eyes of the experienced sages, they could see that the child was close to mastering Senin Modo. How the hell did the Gaki become this good in such a short time without any help? It should be impossible. Minato, Kushina, I hope you are watching over him. You two would be proud of how he is turning out to be. The white-haired man thought before returning his attention back to the notepad in his hands. For the next half an hour, the group waited for the Great Elder to arrive only for Ma to keep getting agitated until she finally exploded. Where the hell is that old geezer? First he commands us that he will test the child and now he is late. Calm down Ma, I am sure the Great Elder will be here soon, Jiraiya said, getting a glare from the old purple toad. This is unbecoming of a sage Shimadono, Enma said, only for Ma to turn her frosty glare at the Monkey King. Besides, I have been here for nearly an hour. A disembodied voice called out, causing everyone but Naruto to jump in shock. A strong whirlwind formed on top of the trees behind the place everyone was sitting before dissipating to reveal the Great Elder sitting on a tree much too small to hold his weight yet not even bending in the slightest. How did we not sense you, Great Elder? Fukasaku asked in shock, only for the Great Elder to chuckle. You lot still have a lot to learn about being a sage. You two are good but not good enough yet. A sage meant to become one with nature. You lot just absorb the natural energy and mold it with your chakra to produce Senjutsu chakra. A true sage would keep the natural energy flowing like the child is doing now. He sensed me the moment I arrived because he was flowing the natural energy through him instead of completely absorbing it to create Senjutsu chakra. The Great Elder said, getting shocked looks from everyone present. Child, tell everyone how it felt when I was hiding. The place you were seemed to be vacant, yet the concentration of natural energy was considerably greater than normal and the flow there was unnatural to a certain degree. The Great Elder nodded with a pleased smile. And the feeling of the rest? I could sense their chakra levels, their health, and even to a certain degree, their emotions. Is that normal? Yes, that is normal for the style you used. The style Fukasaku-chan and Shima-chan uses is the imperfect version of Gamma-sen and Modo. Tell me, why did you decide to flow nature energy through you instead of absorbing it? I was training to decrease the time I needed to create Senjutsu chakra by repeatedly creating and dispersing it. I have decreased the time by at least 5 seconds now. The Great Elder nodded before he hopped into position in front of Naruto. Keep that up, and when you can do that 10 times within a second, you would have mastered the imperfect version. After that, I will start training you in achieving a constant flow of nature energy even while moving. You'll be molding Senjutsu chakra as if you were born with it. With time, you would even be able to rival all the Bijou at the same time, though I doubt young Kurama within you is pleased with my assessment. The Great Elder said, getting wide-eyed looks from everyone. Kit, tell Gamamaru Gigi that he is still the senile old frog he was the day father died, Kurama roared in anger. Ah, Kurama says that you, Gamamaru Gigi, are still the senile old frog you were the day his father died, Naruto said, getting confused looks from everyone except Sakura and Gamamaru. The Great Elder laughed in mirth. It seems that the old fox still resents that comment I made about his ears looking like rabbit once. Naruto laughed as well while Kurama was roaring in his mind about how his ears did not look like rabbit once. Anyways, all joking aside, let us spar. I want to see how good you are in the imperfect sen and Modo. Naruto just nodded as he crouched down before he jumped towards Gamamaru with his fist cocked back. Gamamaru just raised web palm and smacked the child away by barely moving his hand. In fact, everyone saw that Gamamaru just waved his hand and Naruto was smacked out of the air 10 feet away from Gamamaru. Use the connection to nature to manipulate the air to dodge such strikes, Gamamaru roared before he swung his staff at Naruto, releasing a wave of visible greenish-blue chakra. Naruto's eyes widened in shock before he calmed himself and tried to do what Gamamaru had told him. He flooded the surrounding air with his Senjutsu chakra before mentally commanding the Senjutsu-infused air to move him high into the air. Everyone watched in shock as Naruto literally flew higher into the air before leveling out in a wobbly hover. Hiruzen and Jiraiya watched in shock as Naruto flew down and tried to strike Gamamaru on the head, only for a wall of greenish wind to cause Naruto to bounce off, and nearly crash into a tree. Growling, Naruto used brute force to uproot the tree and then flew up into the sky with the heavy tree. What the hell kind of spar this? Jiraiya asked in surprise, getting nods of agreement from everyone else, even the hidden Anbu. Take this, you old frog! Naruto screamed as he threw the tree down towards Gamamaru, who just thrust a tongue out, glowing with green chakra, and shattered the tree into tinder. Kit, use my power. As much as I hate Senjutsu, if we can combine your Senjutsu with my chakra cloak, then we can fight better with the senile old frog. Maybe even defeat him, Kurama said, causing Naruto to nod his head. Good child, you understood what I meant. You have already partially mastered wind manipulation. Now show me your true power, I can sense it bubbling within you. Let it all out, Gamamaru said, causing everyone except Sakura to worry. They all realized that Gamamaru was talking about the Kyuubi's power. Everyone watched as Naruto's whole body became clad in a golden cloak of chakra with black sealing lines flowing through it. A shocking development was the absence of malicious killing intent they all expected. The next shocking feature was the Naruto's eyes were still golden with orange eyeshadow and bar-like pupil with a vertical split running through the center of the bar-like pupil. That is what I was looking for, child. Show me how strong you truly are, Gamamaru exclaimed before he tapped the ground beneath his feet with his staff, causing the very earth below Naruto to tremble and transform into a giant toad mouth, which then tried to eat him. Senpo, Madoku no Hikigaru. What kind of jutsu is that? Enma asked as the toad head made of earth tried to eat Naruto, only for the blonde Bijou-senin to fly out of the way before materializing the head of the Kyuubi and pointing it down towards the rising toad head. Balls of blue and red chakra started gathering in front of the Kyuubi head before compressing into a black ball of dense black chakra. When the ball was the size of the fox's head, it contracted before the fox head roared, releasing the ball. The child already knows how to create a Bijudama. The black ball glowed orange-red as it collided with the earth and toad head and exploded, releasing a massive shockwave. Gamamaru just waved a hand, causing a shield of green wind to materialize in front of him. When the shockwave dissipated, only a crater remained with Naruto flying in the air. The fox's head still materialized and Gamamaru calmly dispelling his wind barrier. Good, you and Kurama are well synchronized. In time, you two will be able to work together even better. Now I want to see you go into Bijou Modo, Gamamaru demanded, getting a feral grin from Kurama's disembodied head. With a sudden spike in chakra pressure, a body formed under the head, clawed hands, and feet along with 9 flowing golden tails appeared as well. In front of the group, the Kyuubi stood with all its majesty. The Kyuubi? It's free. What should we do? The civilians screamed in shock as the younger generation who learned that the Kyuubi had been killed watched in awe as a giant old toad jumped into the air and created a swirling ball of greenish-blue water from thin air before launching it at the Kyuubi. With a single flick of one of its 9 tails, the Kyuubi easily crushed the ball of water before throwing a large tree at the hovering toad, who raised his fist, glowing with a deep greenish-violet chakra, and rammed it into the tree, causing the greenish-violet chakra to immediately encompass the tree before the tree disintegrated to nothing. Senpo, Hokage. Alright Gamamaru, GG, Naruto and I give up. We know when we are defeated, and since this is just an evaluation spar, I do not think going any farther would be wise. Not with the amount of destruction that would happen to Konoha. Finally learn some humility, have you, Kurama? Hagoromo would be proud of you. In addition, you young Naruto, you have proved yourself of strong mind, being able to remain happy and sane even with the burden of holding the great Kyuubi no Yoko from the world. What's more, you have been able to remove the hatred you had for humans and befriend him, gaining a great ally to fall back on should you find yourself overwhelmed. I accept you as a toad summoner and my own apprentice, the first after Otsutsuki Hagoromo, the Rikudo Senin. As his descendant, I expect great things from you. The old toad sage said before he landed atop one of the trees under him. The populace of Konoha saw the Kyuubi land opposite the toad and bowed. Has the brat really removed the hate from the Kyuubi's heart? One of the civilians asked, getting confused looks from the children near her. It seems so, and has complete mastery of its power as well. We should have trusted Yondaime-sama's sealing skills and his trust in the child. He should have been honored as a hero. A man said, getting a scoff from another man. Hell no, it just proves that he was the demon himself. We should have killed it before it had regained its power. Now it will just wait until it grows bored with playing a human and kill us. Just give him a chance. If he had such power for so long, Konoha would have been destroyed long ago. A woman said when an Anbu team appeared on a nearby rooftop along with many Jonin and Chunin appearing on neighboring rooftops. A Jonin with silver hair, masked face and his Hittite covering half of his face walked forward with a shocked expression. This can't be happening? How can a child barely 12 years old tame the Kyuubi? He is now like the Hachibi Jinchuriki. The man exclaimed hysterically when an Anbu walked up to the man and patted his shoulder. I don't know how he did it, but he should be respected for achieving the impossible. He just graduated the academy and already is ranked ninja. With the power of the Kyuubi at his disposal, there would be very few able to defeat him in battle. You should be proud of him, Kakashi-senpai. He did what your sensei hoped he would. Yondaime-sama's trust in the child was spot on. Kakashi nodded before he rushed towards Training Ground 9 when the Kyuubi dissipated, causing a small figure to fall from the sky. Should we follow him? Ananbu asked, getting a nod from his companion before all the shinobi and kunoichi rushed towards training ground 9. Naruto! Sakura screamed before she jumped down from her perch and rushed towards the falling Naruto. Hiruzen, Jiraiya, Enma, Fukasaku and Shima following close behind. They all knew that they would fail to reach the blonde Jinchuriki in time, yet still tried when Gamamaru flicked his hand, causing a swirling platform of green wind to catch the falling Naruto before carefully setting him down to the ground. Gamamaru touched the downed blonde shinobi, causing a green glow to suffuse his body before dissipating. Grand Elder, is he alright? Fukasaku asked with concern as Sakura placed a glowing hand on Naruto's chest and another on his navel. Yes, he is. He is just exhausted himself from using so much power. His body is not ready to handle Bijou Emodio for more than a few minutes, especially not Bijou Emodio augmented with Senjutsu. I have already healed him of the damage done to his chakra coils from the intense chakra flowing through him at that moment. He should be up within a few minutes and completely replenished of chakra as well. When he wakes, tell him that I shall start his training after he masters drawing in and releasing of nature energy 10 times in a second. Until then you shall help him master Kawazuku Mite and the various Dode-style ninjutsu we have, Fukasaku-chan. Great Elder, if I may ask, what type of ninjutsu were you using? Jiraiya asked as Sakura stood up, causing the green glow around her palms to fade. At this moment, Kakashi and the rest of the shinobi and kunoichi arrived at the training ground. Hokage-sama, are you alright? Ananbu asked, causing Hiruzen to motion for silence. What I was using wasn't ninjutsu, child. It was ninchu, the techniques created by my student Hagoromo. The one you know as the Rikudo Senin. Intra, his elder son, created the ninjutsu you use, while his younger son Ashura specialized in ninchu and dabbled in ninjutsu. Ninchu deals with the molding and manipulation of chakra and the elements through willpower. Ninjutsu deals with the same through hand seals. While ninjutsu is easier to learn, ninchu is more potent. Now I must be off. It has been over a millennium since I have fought anything. I must rest. The old toad said before vanished in a puff of smoke. Hokage-sama, is it true? Has Naruto-san really mastered the Kyuubi's power? A female Anbu with a cat mask asked, getting a nod from the Hokage. That he has. Not only that, he has also purified the Kyuubi's hatred for humanity and befriended it. With the stun he and Gamamaru-sama pulled, it seems that I have to make an announcement and prepare for a council meeting. Tori, I want you to go and inform all the counselors of a meeting 2 hours from now, both civilian and shinobi alike. Tori nodded before he vanished in a puff of smoke, leaving behind a swirl of leaves. Hiruzen, old friend, you better get back to your paperwork. I shall keep an eye on young Naruto until he wakes up with this young kunoichi and the toads. All of you shinobi and kunoichi, don't you have work to do? Enma said, causing most of the ninja to look sheepish and vanish in puffs of smoke, leaving behind only a couple of ninja Anbu, among them Kakashi and a male Anbu with a cat mask. All of you get out of here. Naruto-kun isn't a threat, Hiruzen said, getting nods from the stragglers as they all left, leaving behind Kakashi and the Nico Anbu. Why are you still here, Kakashi, Nico? Hokage-sama, with all due respect, we just want to make sure that Naruto-san is alright. I respect him for being able to befriend the Kyuubi and become a fully realized Jinchuriki at such a young age. Kakashi nodded in agreement with Nico's statement, causing Hiruzen to nod in understanding. Alright, you two keep an eye on him. 2 hours from now, I want you two to bring him to the council meeting room, that is if he wakes up by then. The council and I have much to discuss with him. Bring Sakura-chan as well, she knew about his abilities and has been hiding her own. The Ninja Council will be interested to know why a civilian did such a thing, Hiruzen said, getting a nod from the two before he vanished in a puff of smoke and leaves. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.